All right, we are live for the 54th episode of the
Let's go podcast. We are back. We are just got underway. Winter HSL basketball. We are beyond thrilled to have an amazing guest, Benyamin Roberts. Awesome guy, captain of Olam Realty Group. A lot of hype, and not just a lot of hype. A lot of hype behind this team coming into the season. There were, I think, 3 in the power rankings, if I'm not mistaken. And they did not disappoint week 1. Caleb Pollen retooled under 5'10" Pipe Doctor after a disappointing loss in the semis. Retooled their team, got better, and honestly lost, lost pretty bad. Lost, I think, 10 or 15 points in the game till close to the end of the second half. Anyways, we are super excited to talk with Benyamin. And Dave, you could take it away.
well, taking down under 5'10" Pipe Doctor by 15 points. When I wasn't at the games, as you know, but looking over the scores after the games on Sunday and seeing that result, I was like, holy cow. You guys obviously have a very talented squad. So, Benjamin, why don't you walk us through your team, walk us through how you got the HSL, tell us everything, tell us when you were born, where you were born, what your
Okay.
mother's name is, if you have any girlfriends or wives or multiple, so on and so forth.
Nah,
Yes,
just
he's an
one
HSL.
way.
He's a new HSL father, by the way.
Is that right?
So
Yeah,
there's 2 kids now to the
yeah.
HSL.
Baruch Hashem. God bless the Rebbitzin. I just want to say Hakar Tov to the HSL family. Av, I appreciate you. David, I appreciate you as well. Also, I would like to give a Hakar Tov to Shlomo Me'erov from Olam Realty. Thank you for sponsoring us. I'm definitely going to bring home the chip for you guys. So, you could quote me on
These
that one
guys
too.
don't play around. He's expecting it. He told me he's only doing it again if you guys win a championship.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean,
Benjamin, would you say that Olam Realty is the best realtor in New York City?
For sure, for sure. And not only good, but quick and efficient. I feel like that's also very important, If you need the job done, this is the guy to get it done with. Also,
Right.
I work side by side with his brother. Also, he's in the Chazak organization, so they're all like one mishpacha. So I'm
Which brother
affiliated
do
with
you
them
work
as
with?
well.
Rabbi Yaniv?
Yes, Rav Ilan and Rav Yaniv Me'erev as well.
What do you do
So
at Chazak?
so I'm a coordinator. I coordinate, public school teens to yeshiva. I give classes with my rebbe from 5 to 6 at Od Yosef Chai. Anybody who's in the Kew Garden Hills area, more than welcome to come. Whether it's public school kids, teenagers, yeshiva kids, whatever it is. We want to get the kids off the street. We want to teach them Torah. We want them to grow and prosper, and God willing, join the HSL community.
Yeah.
Basketball, sports, anything, all mixed, sports. It's good. Keeping the kids off the street is very important. So a big Hakar Tov to, the Me'erov family, especially Olam Realty. A little bit about me. Was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens, 20 years old, married.
You're
Actually,
20?
28,
28.
almost
28.
30. I know I look older,
It's funny.
but
I
for
also
some
heard 20,
younger.
but we were talking earlier, and he told me 28, so I knew right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So my occupation is I sell luxury products. If that makes a difference, I guess.
Yeah, it does make
You
a difference.
know,
What kind of lux are
um,
you in?
anything regarding jewelry, watches, diamonds, fragrances. I'm trying to work on getting merch. God willing, everything's authenticized, everything's legit. My mainstream is through social media platforms right now, but I am working on building a website, and God willing, just pick up from there. So yeah,
Okay.
what else do you guys want to know? I mean, the team I constructed, I strongly believe I'm gonna go all the way. I really believe that, and I didn't even have my full squad. Granted, Pollen's team, I assume, also didn't have a full squad.
They're
It's
missing their best player.
for sure
Jaime Salem was his name, I think.
Jaime
He wasn't there.
Salem.
Supposedly they're big.
Jaime Salem, if you're hearing this, we wish you were there. But generally, moving forward, I would like that everybody should be coming. You know what I mean? Like my whole team, their whole team, and that way we, battle it out, see what's going on over here. But I didn't have my full squad. I felt the first half we played, we lost ourselves. It wasn't them beating us; it was more us beating ourselves. But in the half, we had to readjust, especially after that whole altercation that happened between Elad and
Which, by the way, we'll get to. I actually
yeah,
wanted to bring that up. For the viewers to know, so the game was a very competitive back and forth game.
Mm-hmm.
Up until probably 8 to 10 minutes to go in the second half.
Right.
It was very close. It was very intense. I put this on my WhatsApp status, and I felt very strongly that it was the right thing to do. I think the reason is, and this is something similar to what Mr. Mike Doob, who was actually at the game,
Right. He
Dave,
was there.
and
Shout out to
did
Mr.
a
Duke.
shout out to Mr. Doob. I actually never told you this, Dave. I didn't mention this to you, and I don't even know if you want. I don't. I don't know. He did it.
Oh,
I will
come
leave
on,
it out for now.
Avi. Avi,
Clip
we're
it.
all family here.
All
Air
right,
it out.
Mr. Mike Dube was at the game, and Elad, who we'll get into, is a fantastic player. Might be the best player in the league.
Wow.
Yisrael Wasser. Anyway, so he, I think it was his cousin who he brought. It was a boy in a. I'm not sure how old he is,
In
but
a
he was in a
wheelchair. Yeah.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I'm not sure, but definitely under 20. I don't think he's over 20.
Oh. So in a wheelchair. I know he went to Camp Simcha in the past, and total like total ashkacha.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Duke came over to me. He's like, Avi. He's like, bring me over to that kid at halftime. I want to speak to him. So I brought him over, and they had a really nice conversation. I followed up with Elad, and apparently he's hooking him up with some sort of sports event, sports tickets or something, and they're going to remain in touch.
Well, it's very nice
Crazy
of him.
nice. Like,
Very
I'm
nice of
very
him.
happy that it ended up working out. It was super random. Like,
Awesome.
Mike Dube doesn't come to too many games. It's hard for him to get there from Jersey. When he comes, he usually drives his son for the game. So that happens. That was really, really cool. Anyway, so how did I get into this? How did we get into this? What we were saying. So yeah, so the game was very close. There was at one point in the game where Elad started catching fire in the second half. First half he played decently. Second half I think he had a big three, then a layup. Then he dribbled the ball up, and Jordan Appel, former Andy's Kitchen player, now on Caleb Pollin's team, also a great player, stole the ball from Elad, took it to the basket, laid it in, all hyped up, probably because Elad had 2 straight possessions where he scored off Jordan. And then Jordan just got all up in Elad's grill, all the way body to body, would not let him move. And Elad rightfully got frustrated, gave him a little shove. And then Jordan got up and got right in the guy's face and started screaming at him. Jared had to give warnings. But what the camera didn't see is that literally 40 seconds later, after the timeout, they went, they hugged it out. They said they loved, they all in good fight. And I think that's great. Like, there's a line because basketball, especially the more talent that we get in our league, the more this is going to happen. People have pride. They want to play. They want to show how good they are. As long as it's dealt with on the court and then off the court, everyone's good to go. I love it. So I was very happy that happened. Anyway, sorry for cutting you off. I just wanted to catch the viewers up.
100%.
Um,
You
yeah.
should know I'm very makpid that before the games and after the games we shake the hands, have a good game, clean game. I tell my team don't argue with the refs, so we didn't have not one argument aside from that whole altercation. And right away I called timeout because like things are heated. You want to just okay, timeout. Let's cool out, and we'll figure this out. Let's readjust. And I think from that moment on, we readjusted. Also, shout out to that team. Five pipe, whatever the team
Under
name is.
510 Pipe
Yeah,
Doctor.
under
Two
510
separate
pipe.
sponsors. Under 510 is a
Okay.
clothing store. Pipe
Okay.
Doctor is a plumber, I guess, Avi, right?
Yeah. Pipe Doctor's a plumber in the community.
Yes, you're
Nice.
saying shout out to them, yeah.
For sure. Shout out to them, Pollen. That kid is nice. Also,
Great guy, great
I
family.
think
His dad's
I
great,
think
too.
his name was Doob. Also, number 34. Was he also a Doob?
Jake Dube.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sharp
yeah.
shooter. Give him an inch of space. You know it's flying. You know it's
How tall are
flying.
you, Benyamin?
I'm 5'4". Maybe on a good day, 5'5".
You're a small guy on the basketball court.
I am a small guy, but I'm small, but I'm loud. So that's what it is. You gotta make up for where you are.
To back up what he's saying, the whole game, every few minutes, no talk to the ref, no talking to the ref.
Every moment.
I've never seen anything like it. It's really impressive, and your team responds. Your team, obviously there are times where you say some stuff, but
Sounds
for the
like you
most
run
part,
the
they're
team with an
great.
iron fist, Benyamin.
One more time.
Sounds like you run the team with an iron fist.
Or a metal belt, but we'll figure it out.
I thought you said you weren't Bukharian.
We have a mix of everything. We're Cedars, Sephardi, Ashkenaz, Litvish, whatever you want. All the above.
I'm curious how you came across Elad because Dave, I don't know if you know, Elad is I've seen his highlights, but now I got to see him in person. The guy is just so much faster than anyone I've seen. Like, forget about his abilities, his shooting abilities. He just is so fast on the court. Like, he's so fast. There was one possession where he just drove down the lane and fed the ball for an easy layup, just with so much speed. Where'd you come across him? Where'd you find him? Have you guys been playing together for a while?
I'm so happy you asked. So I've known Elad since he was really, really small. Since he was shorter than me, believe it or not. I met him when I was 12. So it was him. It was like a whole band of people. It was him, his brother Gilad, Marcel, who's also on my team, Lior, who's also on the team, but he's not around right now. He's in, I don't know, out of state. And Max was also on my team. So all 4 or 5 of them, I would teach them in this J-Wave class that I was speaking about earlier. So this is like a 7-year process, and all of a sudden, his growth spurt hit, like 2, 3 years ago, and he just decided to, what, I'm just gonna ball and ball out, and I think he's proving himself. I don't think he's at his prime yet. I think
Where did you
he's
meet these kids? This was in Queens.
yes, Forest Hills High School. He actually was a starting point guard for Forest Hills High School growing up, 15,
Where,
16
where,
years old.
where in Queens did you grow up, Benjamin?
So I grew up in Regal Park, but now I'm in Kew Garden Hills. I'm Baruch Hashem. I'm close to Avi on this side of town.
Yeah,
Baruch Hashem. It's a
we
community
just
here.
discovered we're right around the corner from each other.
So
Yeah,
you
we
were
got.
teaching them at Forest Hills High School.
Yeah, I was there. We were teaching once a week, and then every day we would teach from 4 to 5 as well. But once a week in the public school, like NCSY type of thing, and then every day from 4 to 5 in the synagogue down the street from Forest Hills High School. So he would
Which
come.
synagogue is that? Beth Gabriel?
Yeah, Beth Gabriel. You know your
I live
stuff.
right there. I live on 67th
Okay,
Avenue. I live
okay.
right up
So
the
that
block.
makes sense. So then you know what's going on. And we would
Yeah,
be there
yeah,
for
yeah.
years. And at first, I didn't know Ella played ball like that. Whatever, kid, 13 years old playing ball, great, sure. A couple of years later, he's playing ball on a whole different level, a whole different madrega. He's playing high school basketball, but with goyim, not Jews. It's a different type of comp. And yeah, I mean that's how I know Ella and the majority of my squad. So if
Awesome.
there's anything else you
Big
want to
man.
know,
Who's the big man? Who's the 6'7" man?
Big G, he's a big boy. Big G's a big boy, and you know what? He wasn't even fully ready to play. He had a jam finger, like it was this fat, And I don't know how he did it, but he pulled through for us.
Yeah, he played well. He had a bunch of rebounds. I'm very upset because Benyamin is in a different division than Link Home Care. Benyamin is in the King Ventures division, and Link Home Care is in the Wall Street Grill division. I wanted to see that matchup with their big man and Ari Allswang on
Yeah,
Link.
it's not fair that they get to get steaks and we don't.
You know what though? I spoke to my wife about this. What's gonna? You're a pretty religious guy. You want the pleasure of 20 minutes of eating a steak, maybe even less, or a custom hoodie that's gonna last you maybe 10, 15
That's
years.
what I said.
Can I be completely honest with you? I'd rather have the winning team not pay for the next season. That's what I'd rather have. That would, for me and my squad, I feel like that would be the biggest incentive. What we get to play and do this stuff.
I mean, this isn't a championship incentive. This is just to win your division. At the HSL, we think big. We don't think small. This is just name me another league that for winning your division you got a prize like this. This is just winning the division.
Avi, so what does custom hoodie mean? What does it mean?
So I spoke to him about it. What it means is it's gonna be a really cool hoodie, like not just a regular hoodie. Like hopefully we're gonna get a really cool hoodie, which like 3D, different colors, whatever. You'll have the sponsor logo on it, your team sponsor. Hopefully we'll get your number on it, your own custom number. It'll say like 2024 division champions or whatever, 2025 division champions on it, and maybe have the King Ventures logo on the back or something like that.
So not your name. The player's name is not on. Is not on.
Potentially, we have to work it out.
I think Benyamin should get like a C or something for captain if they win it.
I agree.
So Benyamin, you've got from everything you're describing, you've got leadership qualities. It sounds like this started back when you were at Forest Hills High School. You were learning with guys, showing them how to play basketball, how to learn.
So not exactly showing them how to play basketball. I myself need to learn how to play basketball. I don't know what I'm doing on the court, But
had a good three. You got a very good three.
Generally, what we would do is we would teach them Judaic studies after. So, I mean, anything Judaic regarding that. So Elad and Marcel and Max and Lior, they would all come after their games, even before their games. Munch out a little bit, learn, go play, whatever. It's like a teenager thing to do. All they know is basketball, food, and I guess girls, but hopefully not.
Don't worry, the girls have definitely come up on this podcast before. We're not shy to.
So Benyamin, it's so funny. I'm calling you Benyamin because you look a little Sephardic. You spend a lot of your time with the Buchanan community. You work at Chazak, so you're like, in my mind, you're Benyamin. But anyway, Benyamin. So you have these leadership abilities. You put this squad together. I think you
Yeah,
brought all the guys together. You
yeah,
knew some from here, some from there.
By the way,
And
super last second, Dave. This is like literally 3 weeks ago, like when he
yeah.
yeah.
pulled through.
And the
And
Hakaras Tov goes to the Rebbitzin. My wife, God bless her, she knows I've been, like the youngins say, fiending to play basketball. I haven't played like
Oh wait, I
official.
thought fiending is a Syrian word.
I don't know. I hear all the youth use it, and it's
I gotta
I
speak
guess
to Joe
slang
about it.
for they want it badly.
this,
So I
Dave, this whole
really
this whole thing came through Rebbits and Roberts. I was talking to her about her sending her daughter. She was like, "Oh, I think it came up. I forgot. Me, I was telling her everything he still has. She's like, "Oh, my husband might want to play basketball." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So like, usually when a wife says that, like, "Okay, you might want to play for fun." So I just messaged Benyamin, and like literally within 3 days, he had a full squad ready to go.
Wow,
Like,
unbelievable.
ready to
So,
go.
so have you
yeah.
guys played together before, like this specific squad? I know you got a guy from here, a guy from there.
So
Have
me
you?
personally, no, not with Elan and Marcel Bigi, but those 4 or 5 always play together. So I'm technically the addition. You understand? And one of my other friends, Eli. So he's also the addition. And I feel like together, us meshing, I really think we're going all the way. I can't even I don't know how
Oh,
else to explain it. You
you
just
know
have to
something.
see it.
Something me and Avi talk about is like difference between the baseball guy, the softball. We run these softball leagues, and the softball guys, um, they except for Archie Eichhorn, he's the only one in both leagues. They talk very diplomatically, very politically correct. Oh, we're just gonna go out there and try our best. Like I'll be even Steve Pollen. He's like, all I can say about the game Sunday is we're gonna be out there trying our hardest.
Rachel
And then these
Diamondstein, same thing. Very.
Diamondstein, Jesse Kaufman,
These are
then
all
these
these are all like legends in the softball world, like
then
top
these
top caliber softball players.
top caliber. Then these basketball guys come on, and every single one is like, "We're going to take that trophy." And something else funny, Benjamin, which you probably don't know, or maybe you do know, maybe you have explained. In softball, we have an A league and a B league. The better players and the second tier players. And plenty of guys like myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm a B league player. I'm happy to play in the B league. In basketball, nobody will play in the B league. Every single guy thinks they're Michael Jordan or LeBron James. It's really funny.
It's a masculinity thing. We had, I think, 2 teams that I got to agree to do a B league out of 14. 2 teams. I couldn't get more. Even if we had 4 teams, I would have ran a B league this year. But only 2 teams wanted to do it. You can't run a league with 2 teams. So that's where you have to do the divisions and start things up
So
like
wait,
that.
you put us in the B type of league? Is
No,
that
no, no. We're just the divisions were strictly based off of scheduling, off of
oh,
preferences, Sundays versus
Well,
Thursdays.
we would have liked to have a B
Um,
league. We would have liked to have a B league, but nobody's willing
Yeah,
to.
I was trying. I only got 2 teams to agree. Jeremy Tabak was down to do B, and Matthew Abramowitz. Other than that, there's nobody else that was agreeing to do B. Everyone else, and since then, by the way, I already got a message from one captain. I won't say who. In addition to those 2 saying, "Man, we should have done a B." I'm like, I tried warning you guys, but you said you didn't want one.
Wait,
Because
people
after they
said
saw
that
the
after
highlights
the
of
games on this week.
yeah, after they saw the highlights of Benjamin's team, and I guess they saw how Caleb Pound retooled, and then obviously they're still like, whatever. Then they started second guessing themselves, and I'm like, dude, it's too late. You should have let me know a month ago when I was trying to get a B league together for you guys.
interesting. So we're on the map. They're scared. That's what you're saying.
Definitely on the map. Speaking of on the map, I have a message for Benjamin Roberts and Olam Realty
Oh
from
boy.
our very own Caleb Pollen.
Uh
Caleb
oh.
Pollen, it was the captain of Under 510 Pipe Doctor, a team you lost to. The exact quote, we gonna kick their ASSES next time. That's a guarantee.
Caleb
So
said that.
that's right.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys are
Avi,
playing each other again in the regular season. You
I
probably
hope
are
we
not.
are, just to see what
You're
happens
not
with
playing each
that
other,
quote.
but I really hope you guys meet in the playoffs because that's gonna be a lot of hype for that game. I just
so
wanted to get that.
Benjamin,
I just wanted to get that message across.
these
Thank
guys
you.
on
I don't
your
know if Caleb
Forward
will be
it.
dedicated
Forward
to
it to
saying
me.
it because Caleb never told me to say it, but he never told me not to say it. So I'm just gonna say it anyways. Who cares? It's all in good fun, anyways.
Benjamin, these guys on your squad, have they played together in organized leagues?
Yes, they've played in JCC. It's another league in Great Neck. I'm sure you guys know about.
Yeah, that's where Ella told me he plays there. That's where a lot of the Olam Realty from last year guys
That's right, Ibrahimi.
played.
Right,
Yeah,
all those guys.
yeah.
They play in other leagues as well, like Goyish leagues. So they're hoopers. They
And
come,
we're
they
in
do.
Island Garden. Where are the guys leagues?
So I'm not sure exactly. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them are in schools. A lot of them are just runs, and people put up money. and they're like that. They want to put up money. They want to try to make money. They're hustlers. That's what it is. They want to try to maximize their opportunities. And what better way than something you like to do and something that's fun and something you're good at.
Great
Especially when
exercise.
you're meshing well with your entire squad. I'm the addition, so I have to learn how to mesh with them.
How many guys are on the squad total?
Total 7. So it's Elad at the point guard. As of right now, we only have 5. One of them is coming back today. I'm actually picking him up from the airport. And the other one is going to be back in like 2 games from now. He's just, Parnassa related issues. So that's his business. Let him do what he has to do. So when he comes, he's going to definitely, put up a fight. I know he is. He's our best defender. So we didn't even have our best defender in the game, and we won. You know what I mean? And then the other player I'm picking up is what I would call top 3 defender on my squad. You know what I mean? So the possibilities are endless when the 7 is together. It really
Avi,
is.
so from what you saw at a Benyamin squad on was it Sunday night? You think they
Yeah.
have you think they have you think they can defeat Link?
Definitely deeper. They're much deeper. Link gets away. Well, Link gets away with a lot. Is that, and I love everyone. I love Yossi Levinger. I love Ozzy Galbert. I love Yoni Steinman. Steinbucks. Check him up on Instagram. One of the funniest person in the world.
What about
Alnatan Amanoff,
Wasser?
who actually didn't
You love
play.
you saw
Who actually
Wasser?
didn't play either. I'm just remembering. But outside of their top 3, like the rest of their squad they're good players, but like they're good to maybe a little above good. They're not great. What Benjamin's squad has is he has 3, 4, 5 guys even that are great. So it's the depth that I'm concerned about. Link gets away with sleepwalking for the first half of the game every single game. Without literally every game other than I think one game all season last season, and it wasn't even the championship. It was like a random game. Remember against under 5'10" Pipe Doctor when Steve Pollen came and Dube came and there's a lot of trash talk. That was the only game they were locked in from the beginning. Most games Link plays, for example, last night, Link had a game against HAB Construction. Shout out Avi Braun and thank you, Ilan Shamsayev, where Binyamin was actually there. Binyamin,
I
I feel bad.
was.
Binyamin stayed, not specific, probably because he's hanging out with the boys, but he stayed. His game was at 6:55, game 1 of the night. He stayed till game 4 of the night to see this Yisrael Wasser kid, all this hype. And HAB Construction, I know David Notch, the basketball guru, they box 1 the Yisrael Wasser. So for the first, box 1 means you play a zone defense, but you also have a man on Wasser. So every time Wasser had the ball, there was a man on him, but it was a zone. So he couldn't, if he drives by his man, he's going right into the zone. So he wasn't able to do anything for literally the first half and then the next 8 minutes of the second half. But I guess my point is that, they sleptwalk. They didn't play. They turned it up with 7 minutes to go in the game. And they always do that because they feel that as long as they, stay within 2 points, up 2, down 2, they can just turn it up whenever they want. That's the issue I think they were going to run into with Olam Realty. I don't think they'll be able to turn it up and dominate. Link
So
was
Avi, does
tied
that mean
down by 3 with 5 minutes left. They turned it up. They scored 15 straight points down the game.
I will tell
so
you, Avi. I'm sorry, David, for cutting off. I will
go
tell you,
ahead,
Avi.
Benjamin. You're the man.
Don't underestimate Elon Shamsiev's team. Don't underestimate that team. Every single player on that team is a crazy shooter. Give them an inch of space, they're shooting. They just had an off night. Also, I think, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, but I guess it got clip me, right? I think they're trying to bring one more as a sub just to see what's what.
Yeah.
And then that conversation will be for sure a potential who's better, Elad or this kid type of thing.
Right.
So if he joins the league, which I hope he does, because we like competition, what I mean? We want the hype. But if he does, it's definitely scary for the league, for sure, 100%.
So, Dave, this is the kid I was telling you about who Elon is trying to get to play on his team. Not so easy, different politics, whatever it is. Anyways,
Oh, so now
this
he might
kid
come down as a
apparently.
sub?
So I'm trying to get Elon, and I think so is everyone apparently, to play enough to qualify for the playoffs. Play 3 games, get him for the playoffs. I actually was watching his highlights last night. I was watching it live in the Z League. I was watching the game last night, and I'm so curious. The guy's a stud. He's a legit stud. You give him a
Yeah, he's a
quarter inch,
baller.
it's
He's a
money.
baller. He's a baller.
Wow.
He would
So
be
he could really.
arguably the best shooter in the league if he were to join. 100%.
What's his name? What's this kid's name?
Jason, for sure.
Jason what?
Abrams
And how?
Jason
and
Abraham.
How old is he about?
in his 20s. I think he's either 21, 2, or 3 potentially.
Look up the live stream from the Z League game last night. He's on Richie Rich.
Okay. So Avi, you didn't do power rankings yet for this week. Would
Friday.
you?
I decided every Friday I'm going to come on here after
Great.
both games, and I'm gonna do the power rankings. I think it's good. You don't have to join me, Dave, if you don't want to. It's up to you.
Okay.
But I'm definitely
It's a
gonna every
fast and
Friday. I
it's
think that's
Friday.
what
I
we'll
hope
do.
you have your usual energy.
Oh, it's a fast, even better. I think that's better, probably, to be honest.
Okay.
Keep me
Wait.
entertained.
So would you? I
Oh,
mean, I
and
don't
we're
know if you
having
want to give a
Wasser over for
spoiler.
a meal. Speaking of Wasser, we come over for a meal Friday night. Breaking news.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, I live down the block.
Yeah,
Time to come through.
Wasser will be in the house to discuss his zero field goal game until 8 minutes left in the game. Realize he had
So
zero field
what?
goals, Dave. He had
Wait, Avi.
zero
Let me
shots.
finish my
Unbelievable.
question. Obviously, my question is no spoilers, but Olam Realty replacing Link in the power rankings at number one.
Olam Realty is definitely going to be ahead of Link going to, yes, 1,000%. You have to, right? Because Olam Realty basically dismantled under 5'10" Pipe Doctor. Granted, they were both missing each other, a big man, and granted they were very close till 8 minutes left. But when push came to shove, 7 minutes ago, a tie game, both teams turned it up. It wasn't even close. Like Olam
So why
Realty,
does that mean? Of
you know,
course, they displaced. I don't know enough about power ranking. Why
because
does that mean?
Link,
Of
I'll
course, they
tell you, Link
displaced it.
Holmker struggled. Link Holmker struggled to beat a team that I don't think is a top 5 team right now. The way
I
they are playing.
disagree. I disagree. I think they're a top 5 team.
Who have this
You
is
haven't seen the
had.
other teams play Thursday yet. We had two teams playing Thursday that are fantastic. So maybe you'll
This
see the
this
highlights of.
upcoming Thursday.
Yeah, you got a whole nother division. You had 7 more teams that didn't play. Well, six because one of them played on Sunday. We'll see. I definitely think Olam Realty, at least from what I saw week one, Link was missing Jacoby. Again, granted, Pace Jacoby is Link Holmker's best scorer. Wasser does not like to be the scorer. Wasser likes to be the facilitator, and usually he doesn't miss a shot when he shoots. He missed a lot of shots 2 nights ago, but they were missing Pacey Jacoby, which is probably part of the reason why HAB hung in as long as they did. But you have to find out. Right now, I'm leaning definitely towards Link Holmker dropping. I didn't want to put them one to begin with, trust me, but it's hard not to put somebody one when they haven't lost all year, and they still haven't lost. So it's
Yeah.
not
So
going to be
I mean,
easy, but
I dispute it a little bit just because like I'm thinking from like I don't know, like a boxing kind of like mentality where until like you get defeated, you hold on to that number one spot. I understand the impulse to move that. You don't see it
it
that
was
way,
just
right?
such a different look. I mean, it could be because Jacoby wasn't there last night, but I'll be honest. Like Link was, again, they do it all the time. They sleepwalk through the game and they turn it up at the end. I don't think there's any way they beat Olam Realty by sleepwalking through
But
80%
Avi,
of the game.
until they lose, I don't. All right, maybe we could put it to the audience. Until they lose, they're 12-0 in the HSL, right? 13-0,
They are 11-0.
11-0. Oh, it was 18. Okay. All right. Anyway, we only have a couple minutes left. So Benyamin, HSL. This is the first time you're playing in an organized basketball league, right? Or in
No,
a
this
long
is my
time.
first time playing in HSL.
Where did you play before?
I've played in the Z League before,
Okay.
but now it's AMI, or I don't know if it's still the
Yeah,
same
I mean,
thing.
they still
I
call it the
played
Z
that.
League.
Yeah, they don't call it Z League anymore. They call it AMI. But
In
I
their
grew up.
podcast, they call it the Z League.
Yeah, but me personally, I grew up playing organized ball all my life. I was in many different yeshivas where I was playing. I was playing against teams like Frisch, Ramaz,
Oh,
So you've
DRS.
been
you're in
Yeah,
Yeshiva
around
League.
the block.
yeah,
Okay.
yeshiva league. You know how it is with the
So
yeshiva league.
Yeah, yeah.
this is only the second season of the HSL basketball. Our commissioner is
Wonderful.
Avi. Yeah, Avi's really talented, and that's why you see such a spectacular product. But what do you think? It's a little early to say what needs to be improved unless you caught something right away. But my bigger question for you is like, what is your general advice for how to run a good league, for the commissioner, for the refs, the whole product? What are your thoughts on all that?
I'm gonna say it as raw as it gets. Money. When you have money, you have a lot more options. You have a lot more things. Also, Av, in regards to the stats, could we like officiate stats? Like momish, someone sits and does everything medagdic, like specifically? Because
Isn't that
my
what
team,
Zamek does?
I don't know if he
Has
did it.
been.
I don't know if he did
Oh,
it
he's saying
like,
he didn't pay
yeah,
attention
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
He's saying.
Because
He
my
didn't
team
what?
is very growth oriented. They want to see where they lacked, what they did, how they did, and how to,
Wait,
move
so what's
forward from
Zamek doing
there.
wrong, Avi?
No, he's saying that Zamek is not maybe not necessarily so locked in on keeping the exact. I mean, it could be. I'll send you the stats. Actually, it's out. I can send it to you. You have your players look it over and let me know. He's saying he wants someone to be really locked in the whole game.
Yeah, and
And
that's what that and why? Because I'm saying it's coming back to his original question. David's question: how do we make it better? And when it becomes more organized, more official, everybody's on top of what they're supposed to do here, and obviously us as the players, hype it and spread the word and some sort of, I guess, if you bring three people, you could play for free type of thing. You know what I mean? Like incentivize for the community. You give the community incentives for sure. It's a no brainer. People will for sure come and You'll
So
have
how
2-3
do we get
leagues.
more money, Benjamin? How do we get more money?
Speak to Mr. Do, but I think he's one of the charity guys. No,
You think we passed the charity, Dave, to get some financing from Mr. Doob?
We'll
you
find
guys could
out.
really take this to the next level. I'm serious. If you guys really just focus on how do we get more aside from the the noise, just how do you get more money to come in, and you can do a lot more things. I think it's a rule of thumb for anything in life. If you want to do something more, you just got to add more money into it. It's what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
Investments.
yeah. You know
Investments
what
key.
happens to be? I think a lot of people know this already. Basketball happens to be challenging to run to begin with compared to something like
100%.
softball,
100%.
because you need minimum at each game. You need minimum of 3 employees, right? 2 refs and a scorekeeper, and you could really use a fourth probably to monitor the scoreboard, so the refs could do a better job, more focused on the game. Then you need rentals of an indoor facility, whereas you compare it to softball, and you have fewer players. You have 10 players on the court at a time. In softball, the fields are much cheaper because they're outside. You need only one umpire. But you play softball at all, Benjamin?
Not my thing.
Not your thing. You're half Bukharian. I'm sorry. You grew up in Rizal Park. You went to Forest Hills High School. You work at Chazak. I would even say you're like 3/4 Bukharian. I think. You know. So softball and equipment costs are basically the same as basketball, but you need 1 employee per game instead of 3 or 4, and you're outdoors. So it's already the fee to get in is a little bit higher in the basketball league, but still it's taking a lot of creative bookkeeping. A lot of hiding money from the IRS. No, I'm kidding. To run a profitable league where there's still some incentives for the owners of the league.
Also, maybe potentially another way to do it. I'm just speaking out loud here.
Good.
Over unders.
Oh, Avi, aren't you doing that?
Over and unders.
Well, we've done that. We did it for the championship game, and I did it. I did an over under for your game actually. I didn't announce the win. I didn't announce yet, but we had
Oh,
an over
really?
under. Should we check right now? Actually, I didn't even. I was been so
Well,
busy.
Benjamin,
Thank God.
when
Let me
you
check.
say over unders, how many do you mean? Like, what do you mean by that?
It means
So
in general.
there's many different ways to go about it. There's over under who's winning. That's one. It could be like one bet. There's okay. Let's say they're winning, but by how much are they winning? That's another bet. Like even if they win by
We
5,
did
but the
that.
spread is
So we did
7.
that for the championship game. I'll send you the format. We had a line on the game. I think it was Link Holmker minus 8.5, and
Wow,
every player had a line. So like all swing was over on the rebounds. He literally hit his over with 2 seconds left on the last second shot.
love
Just
that when
garbage
that
shot down by
happens.
8, hit the over. Yoni Steinman, the guy who had 2 threes against you guys, the funny guy from Instagram. He had a 3 to hit the over 2.5. So we did over unders and we did incentives. Like the winner got like a Wall Street Girl gift card. It was really cool. Maybe we should start doing it more often. Every week, every night, we're
That's what
doing
Benjamin's
game of the
saying.
night. So your game was a game of the night Sunday. We're gonna have a different game of the night Thursday. Let me quickly check. Let's see.
Also, you mentioned
We,
there was a player of the week, right?
well,
Yeah,
two
two.
players of the week.
Oh, 2 players of the week. Do they get
So
stuff
far, we have
too?
four. So far, we have 4 contestants. You're following the statuses, right? We have 4 contestants so far.
Benjamin's not following the statuses. He outed himself
Um,
as a. You're not winning employee of the month, Benjamin.
I'm
All right,
sorry,
Avi.
guys. I'm gonna work on it.
Avi,
Klez. What?
we got to wrap up in a second, so go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, two more things. Klez, Elad. Um, Elad is 2. And who are the other 2? I gotta find the other 2. I have it somewhere here. But we got 4 so far. We got 4 players. Zeke Cohn is 1. So we have meaning every game is gonna have a player of the game. And those 7 players, because 4 games Sunday, 3 games Thursday. Out of those 7, we're gonna vote for the 2 players of the week. We have all the stats and everything also to go ahead with it. Elad, by the way, because you don't follow the statuses, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. The guy was 1 rebound, 1 assist from the first HSL player to record a triple double.
By the way, you should know. I think he had a triple double. I think Marcel had a trible double, and I think George had a triple double.
That's a stat. 1999. Last thing before we go, Dave's going a second. Let's
Mhm.
just reveal quickly on this podcast the over under. I just want to first give everybody what people voted for. So the first vote didn't have only had 20 votes or so. Very unimpressive. 11 people said that under 5'10 Pipe Doctor would win, and only 7 said Olam Realty would win. So Olam Realty proved the haters wrong. The over under was 121.5, and the final score
55-40.
was, what was it?
55
55-40.
40. Yeah.
Very disappointing. So the under hit. 9
For
people voted
us.
under. No, in general. No, the over under total is 121.5.
No,
I
I know,
thought you guys would put up a lot more points.
but
Both of you guys have a high score on 4 teams.
I'm saying something else. You said it's very disappointing. I said for us.
For you guys. I mean, you should have
Yeah.
been 75-40 and the over would have hit.
Yeah, you know,
Um,
I told my team, this is interesting. I told my team that if we win by, let's say we have 75 and up, and we keep them under 40, then I'll take you guys out to eat. So we did one half of the bet. So like whatever. I try to get them incentivized. You guys want to eat swell? You got to win swell.
so they really love food. I really feel even worse and
Oh,
worse
so
now
tell
putting
them
you
what
in the
the
King
prize is
Ventures
for Player
division.
of the Week, Abby. Tell them what prizes for Player of the
All
Week.
right, so the Player of the Week prize, tell Elad, 19.99 to get a shot. The 2 players of the week each win $50 gift cards to Barbacoa. Barbacoa is an awesome
Nice.
flacial restaurant in the Five Towns. I don't know if you're
Shout
around the
out
corner
to
from Roma.
Barbacoa. Go ahead.
Yeah, Barbacoa. Shout out Barbacoa. We need you. We
The
really thank
captain of
you.
the
And
team should really get it. If a player on the team wins it, it should really go to the captain. Like
I
mafia,
like that idea.
like that. Yeah.
yeah, we're
All
gonna
right,
we should split. You
Benjamin,
guys should go together and use it towards your dinner.
thanks so much for coming on. This is the first podcast of the season, and I did the power rankings last week, but this is the first of the season, so it's exciting. Good guy. You're a good guy to have on. Easygoing, articulate, has a lot to say. Really appreciate it. Good luck with the season. It
Thank you
sounds
so
like
much.
you're going to romp through the King Ventures division and
We plan on it.
bring home the ring.
You'll see Dave. You'll see Dave for the playoffs because that's all he comes to.
David, I'm excited to see you.
You too, Benyamin.
Thank you so much.